From 23dB Production Studios in the Garden State, New Jersey, this is The Art of Music Tech with your hosts, Fela and Denis.
Let's go, and welcome to The Art of Music Tech. I'm Fela, and over there's Denis.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back.
All right. Thank you for tuning in, listening, sharing. All of it helps. Please comment, leave ratings. It just shows that where you're coming from. If you like what we're doing, what we need to add to it, we're listening. It's been busy putting together. We've been talking about podcast, and this week I'm leaving for Europe with the Christian McBride Big Band, which they also won the Grammy this year for Best Large Ensemble Jazz Recording. So, yeah, that's always interesting. But it being a big band, and the players are all coming from here, and we're going to about 8 or so cities. I'm not even sure now. It's a bunch of emails. Is sure to keep me on my toes with
make sure
with
you
the
wake
big
up
bang.
5 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is we're on a bus tour, so it won't be as much as that
pressure.
That early wake up call when you're going from city to city is just that wrecks you.
And everybody goes through that.
Yeah, and that nobody is
all
really
the musicians.
comfortable. Yeah. Yeah, it is brutal. One of the most brutal things when you're out on the road is the sleep deprivation when you just finished the show at like 12 and then getting back up at 4 a.m. to catch a flight back, over to the next gig because, hey, you're on tour, So, very interesting, and probably by the time you hear this, I'll be out already. So, we're just gonna go over a little bit the setup. So this is the big band. So
and
we're
what it
talking
takes
about,
to be a touring engineer
Yeah.
or working with touring musicians.
Yeah. This is even new to me to be out for like 2.5 weeks with a big band. And doing a bunch of dates. It's going to be interesting. So
More emails to answer.
Yeah, more emails. Exactly. And
with Europe, the language barrier is just another thing that,
Yeah, they're pretty good to have an English speaker. But yeah, some stuff can get lost in translation. You're like, oh no, I didn't mean
the
that.
technical stuff. The technical stuff.
Yeah. So, but it's interesting, and this is my second time kind of going to Europe. I went last year as well. So, I'm looking forward to it. First stop is in Paris, so that's very fun. Very nice place. Spending a couple days there, so looking forward to that. We're gonna get into that. On this stage plot, well, actually not on this one. I'm using another stage plot that I got whoever was before me with this gig. But I do usually use Stage Plot Pro. I'm going to have the link in our summaries as well. Just wanted to shout them out. They're really good. They just did a recent update to their software, and it's just looking better and better. And
professional software.
Yeah,
where you can build.
And once you buy it, it's free upgrades. There's no charge. It's just really cool stuff over there, and you can put in the dimensions for a stage and resize the backline. It's
they
pretty
got all
pretty
the
cool.
elements to do that.
Yeah, and you have your input list on the page with the stage plot, not having
Looks
to have
clean.
a second page for the input list. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, you just see everything on one screen.
And for jazz stuff, it's not, I don't have to do 32 channels. They barely want they want the bare bones. So,
Mm-hmm.
just having some really good overheads on drums and kick and snare.
But still,
hat.
you do horn section. You mic every.
Yeah, mic in every horn, even
Every
with the
horn.
big band. Speaking of that, with the big band, the gear that I'm bringing out, the rhythm section, so drums, bass, and piano stuff I'm bringing out. A lot of Lewitt gear, of course. We'll have links in the summary too, to what I'm using on the band. Quite a few condensers. I'm not afraid of it. They're very stable. I think I'm using the Lewitt LCT 550s on piano. One of some of the quietest microphones on the planet.
With an open lid on the piano. It's really it gets lost.
Yeah.
If you don't put the right mic there, it'll get lost in the big band.
Yeah, it does a great job of fending that off, the back of the mic, like the pattern on it is really true. It's getting what's in front of it. It's rejecting everything that's behind it, as much as you can get it. And I never have a problem getting it on top of the mix though. And I've had that problem with other mics, other large diaphragms. So they're my go-to condensers on piano, grand piano, and as in my overhead too for like my ride and kind of tom sound. It gets all of those.
It opens up the drum kit too.
Yeah, it gets all the good stuff.
All the toms.
It sounds true.
Hear it in the overhead.
Yeah.
Sometimes, those overheads, they don't.
Yeah. Only
they
if
don't do
I'm doing like a bigger festival do I add in the tom mics usually. If it's in a club, I'm just doing kick snare.
Well, first of all, they tune their drum kits. So tight
that the overhead mic, is usually enough, and a lot of
top snare.
Yeah. But with the big band, they're a little bit more dynamic with so many players. When it'd be interesting. You get to bigger halls, I'll probably kick in on the toms a little bit more. I like that sound. So yeah.
I mean, you let other people hear it because without extra help. Because with the big band,
it can get.
It's a little bit different than just quartet.
Yeah.
Because the horn section, it's almost like you're mixing a rock show. They're so powerful.
Exactly.
Off the stage.
Yeah. I'm just following the solos most of the time. Depends on how big the venue is. May not even use the whole group of the horns. Just what they're doing on stage is pretty loud, and fills the theater. So I'll let it do what it does right on that, and let my ears
but I mean
measure that.
Overall, they're not overpowering, they're not interrupting each other at the same time, so that's, I mean, they know who's where, then they listening when Christian doesn't even have a monitor, right?
Yeah. He never uses a monitor, so but I have monitors for drums, piano, and the sides of the horns now, in case. Most of the time they don't ask, but whenever they're not there, they ask. So
exactly.
So I just put it in the writer, and that's it. I mean,
that's the main reason of having a stage plot, or
in worst circumstances, I may not even use all of this, but if for some reason, if I need it, it's there.
You prepare for that.
Yeah.
So
which is what I'm there for. So
exactly. Less hiccups and mistakes. Yeah.
So Yeah, and with the big band, so you have a grand piano, drum kit, of course, bassist Christian McBride, and then we also have 4 trumpets, 4 trombones, and 5 saxes with a Barry sax in there. So, yeah, that's like 17 people, and Melissa Walker, I believe, will be
She goes
a
on tour.
vocalist.
Which you can see those older videos on our channel,
Yeah.
YouTube channel, 23dB.
Yeah,
We got a lot of big
that was
band.
that
footage.
was live in Japan. Yeah, we got Big City, I believe, with her.
China.
Yeah, in China, live in China. So, that's nice. We'll put a link to that too. Pretty cool recording. But yeah, now we'll be in Europe this time. That was a cool tour. That was like a 10-day tour in Asia with the band, but we only played like 2 different venues. It was interesting. We just had like 3 or 4 days
In the same venue.
in the same venue. So this will be different. This is one-offs for the next two and a half weeks. So very interesting. And I'm packed ahead of time. I'm proud of myself. So clothes washed is good stuff. So
Yeah, the gig is good until you get it, right?
yeah.
But then you realize
you got
gotta
to
go.
work.
You get to work.
You need to be prepared. It's just easier on yourself, and yeah, it's just all the last minute making sure everything on the writers are correct, and pre-production is as well as you can is the key to this as well. So yeah. So all of that stuff that we gear wise, you could check that out through our Amazon links. Check it out. It is so many people that are using those mics. I mean, and pro audio and stuff. So, I think the first time I heard about Lewitt, it was like Beyonce's front of house guy at the time was using it, and I was like, oh.
And they just appeared in Musician's Friend and like Guitar Center.
Yeah. They just kept growing and growing, and we got in with them early and let them know, we were into it, and on those China recordings we're using all Lewitt, so very special recording. Yeah, just again the Grammy Award winning Christian McBride Big Band playing on an all Lewitt setup.
I mean, it helped the recording too.
Yeah.
The recording
Everything was so good on the multi-track. Just recorded that straight off of the board. And even with this tour, I'm hoping to get some board recordings. I'm not carrying anything extra.
For live recording, yeah.
Yeah, man, just like a little 2-channel something I'll get every night. But I'll have my laptop in case I can get a
Cat 5.
Yeah, and a Cat 5 and see what I can get out here. So, and you'll hear that one day as well. So, stand by on that.
And also adding to all the microphones and recordings, that you can apply the same tools and everything to local gigs we do. And when we worked at the Iridium, I mean, we would bring those mics.
Yeah.
Because most of the acts were touring musicians.
Yeah.
And we'll get a stage plot from them, and we know.
From their audio
from
engineers.
their audio engineers, so we know
both
the language.
sides of it. Yeah. So I know that they're getting swamped. They have shows every day in their venues.
Because they have to deal with their own
stuff,
emails
yeah.
and because a lot of people bring their mics too.
Yeah.
What
You know,
they use on tour.
I make it clear. You know, that's the reason why you want to have your input list and stage plot out to the venues as early as possible, so they know what to expect, risers, everything. You just don't want anything to be a big surprise.
Well,
as
it's
much
great.
as you can.
It's great when you got your own engineer and you can tour with the same person, you know, and do all the shows with one person who's familiar with what you do. But sometimes you're forced to use a house engineer that, and sometimes it,
Yeah.
well, depends where, but it's always, safer to bring your own engineer
Yeah.
and know that, they bring in their own gear. It's safer, that they're gonna, at least sound consistent on tour.
Yeah.
But when we worked at the Iridium, most of the time people didn't bring their engineers, right? I mean, it was like
about 80, 90, 90%.
90% of the time.
Yeah, but the bigger bigger artists would, So
and we know why.
yeah, they know the sound that the artist wants to go for and how to consistently make it.
But if you want to be on the production side, the gig is good until you get it, because once you get it, you go through a lot of steps.
Yeah, which is good. That means you're learning. That means you're getting better at it. You're figuring out the ins and outs of it. That's just the natural progression that you should have. Shouldn't feel like you got a handle on it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can work for the artist, or artists can work for you.
Yeah,
technically. And go on tour and get all the tools. Everything is available right now. To be a touring engineer, I think you can get everything you need from NAMM. If you're a touring engineer, you still go to NAMM or AES.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the latest gear, and you get to see friends in the industry.
And it also helps, again, it helps...
networking.
Networking, yeah, because if you work with an artist that got 6 Grammys, it helps to get,
the conversation
started and talk about, possibilities.
Yeah. Working together, using the gear. Us getting to talk about it and tell you about it. Something that we're interested in. 'Cause, if we don't like it, we're not going to talk about it. So that's the kind of the bottom line. Is like, if
we're into gear. We like music and we like production, but we're into gear too, because that makes the production part easier most of the time.
Yeah,
you just set it and forget it.
Yeah.
And especially on tour, you go on tour, you can be sound checking for 3 hours. Yeah. Your sound check is half an hour. That's it. Half an hour. So you pre-game. You build your stage plot, input list, so you know what channel gets high pass filter, compressor, and all that stuff.
Yep. Yeah, I know the starting point for all of that, so I can get there. Yeah.
But it saves time, them, and you save time, for, you're in Paris. You want to go sightseeing and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. I do. That's pretty cool about this situation. They get
Canada too. We don't go to Canada every day, so just seeing Canada.
Yeah. So, seeing the world with music is just it's good. It's a good thing. So, yeah. So I believe that's it. Thank you so much, guys, everybody. One more thing. Oh, yeah, Audible. 2 free books. Click through our website. We have the link in. We have the link below in the summaries. Yeah. Let them know 23DB sent you by clicking through the link. Helps us out and you out because you get to learn. You get 2 free books. And 2 free to think about it. And you can still cancel. And,
you like it? Great. You don't like it? Find something else.
Exactly. So, and you can return an audiobook. If you don't like it, you can tell them you didn't like it and they'll return the credit. So,
okay.
It's good stuff on Audible. I use it personally. I've listened to a bunch of books. Just inspiration, and it pushes you because there's so many avenues you can read about on business, biographies. So it's a nice thing. So just, click through 23DB website or in the summary below, like in YouTube or whatnot. So, all right. Thank you for listening to the Art of Music Tech podcast. I'm with Dennis.
All right, everybody.
And I'm Fela. Thank you so much for listening. Please share. Let your friends know. Download, comment. Let us know what you're thinking. And let's go.
Let's go, guys.
For more information of booking 23DB Productions, visit their website at 23dbproductions.com. Like and follow 23DB Productions at Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter for the latest work.